Hello everyone, this is Sam, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about the stuff that you all are hyped about. I know that I haven't done videos in quite a while, but trust me, I am back with that very content you've been yearning for. And for the starters, we're gonna be talking about the new Raid Wing and how you should be preparing in order to have the smoothest progression you can wish for. See you after the intro. And for this video, we're gonna talk about my 6 tips on how to prepare for the new Raid Wing. These tips are in no specific order, but the last one is most certainly the most important. For starters, tip number 1. Put all of your alt characters with correct gear, builds, food, and consumables into Lion's Arch Aerodrome. The spot in which I am standing right now is most probably gonna be the entrance of the new Raid Wing because it has been in construction for quite a while, and I personally think that this tip is very important because you want to minimize downtime, as downtime is the source of frustration, and frustration destroys progression. Do remember that, boys, it is important. For the second tip, I'm gonna say to make sure that everyone has the same plans and expectations, time-wise and effort-wise. This tip was actually given to me by my 2 amazing guildies that I spent the weekend with, guildies from Derp, who were Lynn and Ari, and they have told me that this was extremely important, and indeed it was what caused my previous progression group for Wing 5 to fail our expectations. Make sure that everyone is aware of how much time they will be putting into this, how often throughout the week, and what kind of performance is expected of them, like if the progression group is very serious or if the progression group is taking it easy. For the third tip, this one was also given to me by the boys, it is to have versatile players. And I asked some other friends from the training raid Discord at Crossroads Inn to give me some advice and some feedback on that one, because it felt quite important. Having versatile people, what does that mean? That means that you don't want someone who is a master of one class and of one only, or master of one build and one only. For example, you might have that friend, he's an amazing sword weaver, you know, he drops that DPS from the heaven, and you're like, I want that guy for my progression, right? But no, that's not what you are looking for. What you're looking for is someone who is able to play throughout multiple classes, at least within his role, or even better, multiple roles. For example, if someone is able to play a good power class and a good condi class, that's great, you know? But like if they can only do a condi class or only a power class, that's gonna be a bit harder to fit in if you need one or the other for a specific boss. Right? So yeah, you might want to keep that in mind as it is very, very important. Get people who can swap around where your team needs it. For the fourth tip, we're gonna have stay with the same people. The idea behind progression is that you are a team together working towards a specific goal. You're going there with an objective. You're not going there just to like clear the raid. You're progressing together, learning together. You might even do recaps after each wipe together, just to like keep that whole guild group energy together. And I would say that pugging is viable. Like there's probably going to be quite a bit of pugging groups trying out the new Raid Wing, but if you start pugging it and you're actually making some progress, do add all of the people on your friends list. They might not be people you will raid with that often, but they are now your progression team. These people learned at the same pace as you, doing the same thing as you, and your experience, you can relate it with them, right? So you want to keep the same people, add them, try to set up the run again with the same guys the day after, because you do not want to have to relearn the encounter or to teach it anew to someone. And with this, we're getting on to the 5th tip. And that tip is also one that was a bit hard to get across, so once again I had to ask help for some people to help me out with trying to make it understandable for the masses. And that tip is to play things that are easy on you. So like, for example, let's say you have, once again, that one friend who's like super good at Deadeye, or super good at Weaver, super good at Mirage, etc. But the reason why he's this good, you know, it's because all the encounters we've learned them, you know, like the mechanics we got him down, and at this point we're only focusing on rotations. But right now we're gonna enter a new Raid Wing. Your ability to pull a rotation while making abstraction of everything around you is not going to be shining in that very new content. What you want in that new content are people who are going to be playing on classes that they have fully mastered. For example, I can play a druid or a power soul beast without looking at my fingers even once. I know the rotation by heart and I know how to get back into my rotation if I were to fail it at some point. For that reason, I would be playing for a power soul beast into the raid, right? And that's what I'm saying, just play stuff that you are able to play without any issue. On that very same note, go for safe comps. Like, I know it might sound very disgusting, but guys, just... it's fine to take, like, Reapers, Power Reapers. It's fine to take Scourges. It's fine to take stuff that actually has inherent bulk. And stuff that doesn't need to be, like, babysitted or hard carried by the supports, right? You want to play that stuff that's simple, that you can get into your fingers and can actually look around yourself, look at what's happening, look at what the raid boss is doing. You want to be aware of all that information, and you won't do that if you're focused on your rotation. For that reason, once again, play things that are easy for you, go for the safe comps, and classes that don't need babysitting or hard carry. And last but not least, the sixth tip, which in my heart is the most important for all of you and the best advice I could possibly give to anyone who is trying to prepare their guild or their group for progression raid. That one is, don't rage. This is a game, right? A game where we're going to be trying. A game where we're going to be trying to get some progression done. We're going to try to go forward, but never forget that you're going there together. You have a group with you. This group might be filled with people who are on the same level as you, but you might also have some people who are a bit better, a bit less good than you. And for these people, you just want to, like, take the time, be PMA, do a recap after a wipe or after an encounter. Just take the time so that everyone is on the same page, everyone progresses together, so that you can have the best experience. Because don't let progression harm you or the guildies around you. Just make sure that whichever situation you're gonna be in, the progression remains enjoyable. That's definitely the best tip I can give you. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, but I think you will not, you can still ask them under the description in that little comment section. If you guys are hype about seeing me back, well then I have stuff for you, because for the next week I'm gonna be streaming both my Monday clear and then every bit of progression we're gonna be doing on my Twitch channel. The link is in the description as usual. And now for the ending of this video, I'm gonna use the classic formula. I wish every single one of you some happy raiding and to have an amazing progression.